Agnelorajesh, big happy birthday to you, 50. You look like you're 25.
You get an extra piece of cake for saying that.
Only thing, you'll have to courier it to Australia. So, Agnelorajesh, I know everyone who's watching, I know all your friends love you very much, as I know I do as well. I've known you for 10 years. I know what a remarkable soul you are, what an incredible human being you are, how much joy you get from giving and contributing to the lives of others. And you always do it in a very low key kind of way. So, my first question to you is, on your birthday, please tell me, what do you see as the purpose of your life? And how did you discover this purpose?
Well, Lina, first and foremost, thank you for doing this show. I'm sure you are having a lot of personal commitments in Australia. You're doing this from Australia for me. It's really a pleasure and a privilege. And at 50, I feel absolutely thrilled. Going back to your question of what my purpose is, Lina, well, that's a fabulous question. But let me share that I first found my purpose to add life and joy to my personal family when I was a small kid. My personal family means my parents and my two younger brothers, and they were the world to me, Lina. I had a very challenging economic background, and that matured me much before age. I still clearly remember that I started earning at the age of 13 when I used to work in a bindi factory. In fact, Lina, I was blessed with an challenging economic background, and at the cost of repetition, I would love to say this again, that I was blessed to have a challenging economic background, because that is what has made me what I am today. And thanks to all the friends who are watching, and thanks to a robust friend in you, Lina Ashar. So when we were in the childhood, we were actually hand to mouth, where luxury for me was rice, curry, vegetables, a pair of clothes, a pair of even new slippers, not shoes. Let me tell you, I could not afford shoes. So even a pair of new slippers was luxury. And watching TV was only in the neighbor's house, which I used to selectively do it because I didn't want to put them off or irritate them. But Lina, let me tell you something interesting that I talk about the purpose. My purpose changed as my life changed, Lina. My purpose in life during my college days was to get qualified and get a good job so that I could keep earning money to support my family, my parents and my brothers. And my brothers were very much younger to me. Like my second brother is 4 years younger. My youngest is 9 years younger. He's too young to me, and I could actually see him being born. So whatever I earned, I wanted to improve the lifestyle and the way my family could live. My family was my world, and I could not see anything beyond that. But during my graduation and after my graduation, my purpose changed, Lina. It further changed, and I wanted to learn computers, which I could do it only in my father's friend's office because it was very expensive in the 90s. I could not afford to pay fees and learn in a big institute. So I learned it free of cost. And in those years, Lina, information technology was the new mantra. And I could see that India was going to be a world leader with information technology. So I started computer classes, and I feel proud to say that we brought computer education within the reach of common man. My purpose from adding value to the family, my personal family, to my parents and to my brothers, that changed from limiting it to the family to adding value to the lives of the people. I saw myself in them. Lina, today my purpose is to become a part of the life story that people can have. I want to become a supportive mechanism to the milestones that they have in their lives, especially all my friends who are in my life, all my friends who are always together with me, irrespective of the distance. And I want to provide them with products and services and solutions and empower them. And I want and I love being a part of as many people as possible. So that's my current purpose, Lina.
Wow. Just like you said, yeah, you were blessed with scarcity. I also say I was blessed with scarcity growing up because it's
Yes.
brought so much of value to what we want to contribute.
Yes.
And we've said it in one of our moonshot conversations that from our lack or from our scarcity, from our voids, comes our greatest motivation and driver. So,
Absolutely.
would you say that this is where your drive and your motivation comes from?
So, Lina, my motivation comes from people. You motivate me so much. People motivate me. A challenge motivates me. A situation motivates me. In fact, Lina, my childhood extremely motivates me. My parents motivate me. I love the way they lived their life for us three brothers. I saw them as great givers, Lina. And Their biggest gift was their, they were never personally comfortable. I don't remember in my childhood that they were ever comfortable personally in terms of good clothes or good food or watching a movie or going on a trip. Nothing. I never saw them. They just gave up everything for us, for three brothers. They taught us sacrifice. They taught us, living happy irrespective of the situation. They taught us the power of giving. And that was the game changer in the life of all three brothers that we are. And that gave me a very strong statement to lead a life of learn, earn, and return, Lina. And I love such people who live the life on this philosophy of learning, earning, and then returning. You are also an inspiration in that regard, and it's a philosophy of life that I live on. In my organization, Lina, or in also in our organization, Lina, we work with people who are socially associated with with causes which add value to the life of people. On a personal level, I will associate or I will become friends only with a similar kind of a mindset of a people. I love to have people who are extraordinarily intelligent but have a sharp and to the point connect with their heart. I love people who are socially inclined, who are socially alive, who are socially aware, and that has absolutely enriched my life. In fact, Lina, I strongly believe that giving is the best form of living. And one of my favorite quotes, which Mother Teresa said was, helping hands are better than praying lips. And it is so true. And it is so strong. Once you register it in your mind, it's etched in my heart. It's connected to my mind that I love living this life where helping hands are better than praying lips.
Giving is the best form of living. I love your lines. So I'm going to ask you a question in one line. If someone were to ask you, who are you? What would you say?
Well, it's easy. You asked it in such a easy way, but it's a very deep question. It is so, such an emotional question. But I would love to say, Lina, that I'm a dependable supporter. I love to support people, and I'm a hardcore to the T, a social entrepreneur. I will engage only in businesses that can create a social impact. If it can change value to them, it needs to be in multiples of what they would give me as an entrepreneur in terms of paying for those products or services, but the returns that they get need to be multifold. I can support any want, Lina, any need, any challenge to be solved. I love to resolve challenges. I love it. That's a passion. All my businesses aim to solve problems and to add tremendous value to the lives of people. Lina, I would love to say that I'm a people's person. I'm a very extrovert person. I love to connect with people, and I love to connect people. That's also one of my passion. And I'm a library of variety of people, Lina. People who
Wow.
touched my life.
I'm a library of a variety of people. That's beautiful.
I absolutely believe in that. And Lina, people who touched my life, people whose life I have added value to, people whom I have admired, like you, Lina Ashar, people who have made this world a better place. I love to be in company of such people. I would love to say, Lina, that I'm a man who thinks with his mind, but has a mind which is strongly connected to the heart. All the decisions in my life have been thought by my mind, but approved by my heart. I will never move if my heart says no. I will never move. My mind works well, but my heart is the final consent giver. All the businesses that I have always done have always created a very positive impact in the lives of people, whether they are associated with me as customers, as partners, as my team, or as my vendors. Doesn't mind. Whatever I will do, it has to create an impact in the lives of people, Lina.
So let me thank your heart for allowing you to partner with me on on Corroborate. So, Agnelorajesh, if you had to reflect on your journey so far, these last 50 years, what would you say is your life's greatest learning?
Lina, my life's greatest learning is disappointment. I would love to repeat this. I love to say this. My life's greatest learning is to disappointment. Life is a beautiful journey that I believe in, Lina. You come across obstacles all the time, and these obstacles make you a better human being and a better performer of life in life. That's what I believe in. So you need to always be confident to overcome the obstacles. And I'm a super duper optimist. I'm an optimist to such an extent that the title of the book which Times of India has published for me is Obstacles to Opportunities. I'm such an optimist. So, Lina, my life has taught me that you can't control what's happening around you, but you can surely control what are you going to do with the world around you. And if we understand this, I think life becomes very comfortable and very easy to manage. Lina, life has also taught me surprise management, and it gets managed to my advantage. In fact, it has always and always been so. So there are hundreds of incidents where I've realized this. In the short run, it might be a temporary nuksan to me, a loss to me, but I convert it to my advantage. I look at the better side of even a damage. So life has also taught me, Lina, that there are these three powerful words which I always love to follow: manifestation, law of attraction, and destiny. And I have used this as a very strong formula in my personal life from a very young age, and which has helped me to manifest what I want to achieve. And trust me, Lina, the law of attraction ensures that I come across the required resources to make my manifestation to reality, convert it into reality, and that shapes my destiny absolutely beautifully, Lina.
So I loved the bit you said about the title of your book, Obstacle to Opportunity. And it reminds me of this saying, right? When you look at a rock, you can either see it as a stumbling block or a stepping stone. And you obviously see them all as stepping stones, which is, beautiful. So this learning, how has it shifted how you will live your life going forward, if at all?
So Lina, this learning has helped me to take new decisions. This learning has helped me to understand the importance of an ecosystem. Ecosystem is all of us together. Like you are an ecosystem of mine. My friends are an ecosystem of mine. So it has helped me to understand the importance, especially in the current times where people have really emotionally got together. Physically, we might be at a great distance, but emotionally and psychologically, we are so close to each other. So it has helped me to understand the importance of each and every human being in my life, absolutely every human being in my life. So Lina, my belief in a relationship is more than what that relationship can benefit me. A relationship with an expectation most of the time disappoints, but a relationship without expectations gives us very, very pleasant surprises, and I've enjoyed it all my life. Emotions, Lina, play a very important role in everyone's life, in your life, in my life, in the life of all the friends who are watching us. But I have learned that emotions needs to be channelized into motivation. It should not drag you down. It should lead you to a higher and a better destination, Lina. So I have learned to take motivation from even a negative situation also. New goals from a lost opportunity. Every time I lost something, Lina, I gained new opportunities and I created situations of happiness and success, growth and glory, Lina. But it's all about a mindset. So when we discussed growth mindset with Moonshot Conversations, Lina, let me tell you, the journey of Moonshot Conversations with you has given me so many much more insights, and I've suddenly started tagging activities which I did all my life, but now it has got a scientific name, and that's called as a growth mindset. So it was lovely. So Lina, I have learned never to regret. One of the qualities that we all need to be having, all have it, but we can always improve on that, is I have learned never to regret. Every aspect of life makes you stronger. I strongly believe in that. A regret makes you weak. A learning mind makes you strong. I have zero regrets. Absolutely zero regrets. I love all the decisions I make, Lina, and I work on my decisions to make them work really well. And that's how I love to lead the life. And this is my learning in on the 50th year, on the date of my birth of completing the 50th year. This is what I have lovingly learned, Lina.
It's beautiful. So, Agnelorajesh, when you say that, it just kind of gets me to think about the fact that I've always thought about the difference between money and wealth,
Yes.
and I see many people accumulating money and possessions, and, even the wisdom and the insights and the connections and the friendships you have, you always seem to be focused on accumulating wealth. So, can you tell our friends on your birthday if you see a difference between money and wealth, and what influenced you to become an accumulator of wealth, because you really are?
So that's a very interesting question, Lina. So many years back, I had joined an entrepreneurs global group. It was a global group of entrepreneurs, and we had members from 40 countries. It gave me exposure to how entrepreneurs from different countries actually think. And there I learned the concept of wealth, Lina. There is a big difference between being rich and being wealthy. Wealth is not how much money you have. Wealth is what you are left when you lose all your money. And that's why people like Amitabh Bachchan or a Donald Trump came back from bankruptcy and flourished yet again because they were not rich, they were wealthy people. So let me explain this better. Although currently Donald Trump would have not been the right example, but he has also been bankrupt couple of times in his life, and he came back because he was wealthy. He had the connections, experience, the daring, the creativity, the guts, everything. So let me explain this better, Lina. True wealth lies in your power to give and receive at your full potential. And Lina, those who grow their wealth are continuously increasing their flow, attracting more and contributing more. Only when you live at your potential can you give at your potential. So Lina, growing wealth leads to a greater income and a greater outcome when you give back to the society. To use a metaphor, Lina, wealth is like a garden, the most inspiring, lovingly nurtured garden, which gives the most pleasure and attracts the most butterflies. Now, what I mean by butterflies here is opportunities. And wealth creators, they don't build nets to catch butterflies, they grow a very inspiring garden. I would love to share, and this is what I learned in that international organization, that wealth is permanent. It is not temporary. Money is temporary. Wealth is permanent, like the garden, while money is just temporary, like the butterflies. And using the analogy of money, uh, you know, being as tricky as butterflies is quite useful. So that's how I used the example of a garden and butterflies. It allows us to draw a clear distinction between the strategies of those who are busy trying to make money compared to those who are building wealth. You, me, all my friends, all the people who are watching this show, we are all interested in building wealth and not earning only money. So you want to catch butterflies, so you decide to build a net. Surely with a net, you can catch them more easily. You need books on the subject. You will read books on the subject. You'll have practice skills in butterfly catching. You find that you are making improvements. Your net gets bigger and smarter, and gradually you will catch more butterflies. But there is something wrong, Lina. You find that after many years of this strategy, you will still need to wake up every single day, go out and catch more butterflies. You will need to hold the butterflies you have caught, or they will fly away quickly. They will run away from you. The more butterflies you have, the more difficult they are to hold on to. You're constantly in fear that the butterflies will disappear, or that someone with a bigger net will beat you at your own game. When the butterflies do disappear, you're left with nothing. And that's what happens to people who are rich. I know of many people who have become experts at sales, marketing, management, and customer service, and yet they struggle to make money. We all know of people who have learned the strategies of successful stock market traders, property investors, and serial entrepreneurs, and yet they are left funding their losses. They carefully follow the strategies they learn, and they remain baffled as to why they did not attract the same opportunities, resources, and sheer luck as their role models or like their competition. Lina, these are people who are trying to make money without building wealth. And they are the people who are chasing butterflies with a net. On the other hand, Lina, wealth creators do not worry about building a net. Instead, they grow a garden. What you have done all your life, the way people want to be associated with you and work with you, what you have done is you didn't build a net, you built a garden. By focusing on creating an inspiring garden, you know what grows is something which is permanently around you. As the garden grows, the butterflies come. And as the time goes by, you will find that the effort required to manage the garden is less and less as the number of butterfly rises. It is exactly the opposite. In fact, the butterflies, birds, and bees end up pollinating the garden for you. You don't fear that the butterflies will ever leave you, because there are always more and more coming. That's a garden that you have created. So anyone who takes your butterflies away, next day, automatically your garden will attract more butterflies. Every successful wealth creator is focused entirely on building their wealth foundation rather than their money-making activities. They build a reputation, a powerful network, a knowledge base, a research base, a strong resource base, and a track record. And this is their garden. And it is built not around their expertise, but around their passion, around their path, and around their purpose. Every day they wake up to their garden, not to an empty net, but a beautiful garden where there are plenty of opportunities in the form of butterflies resting on their own and being a part of your life.
So, Agnelorajesh, what a powerful answer. All through Moonshot Conversations, you asked the questions and I gave the answer. All through Moonshot Conversations, which there's over 50 episodes, I've never given an answer as beautiful as the one you just gave. I'm an English teacher. I'm an English teacher, and yet the metaphors that you used, The analogies, beautiful. What a beautiful answer that is. So the I'm going to ask you the Beatles' vision statement for themselves, and I believe our vision statements are very, very important. So the Beatles' vision statement for themselves was very simple. It was bigger than Elvis, and that's it. What is Agnello Rajesh's vision statement for Agnello Rajesh?
Oh, wow. So, Lina, my vision statement is, what is the impact I can create through my actions and through the business enterprises that I operate? That is a question I ask myself. What excites me is impact. And that's what I've always done, whether it was computer education, real estate development, ed tech, hospitality business. Now I've got into restaurant and food related business, garments, fashion jewelry, or fire extinguishers also. So, Lina, a computer.
It might be simpler to ask you what businesses are you not in?
Like I said, I love people, I love variety, and I love my mind functioning at all times in different directions with complete control on the actions, on the decisions that I have taken. I would like to say, Lina, that a computer course worth just 2,000 rupees in 1993, 94, 95 empowered a child to earn in lakhs. That's what St. Angelo's computer education did. A house sold for a few lakhs multiplied to many more lakhs, probably cross crores. EdTech, like I love when you say this also, and I love to say that as well. EdTech creates education equality, and the financially challenged child gets an opportunity to qualify education, which can make him a global asset and multiply the revenues that he can make with the knowledge that he has acquired because of EdTech. So all these enterprises are creating a huge impact on the lives of people, Lina. Food sector adds good health to people. In the food sector, I'm involved with the type of food that is going to be served. So such in which it adds more life to the life of the customer, to the consumer. Healthy food is the funda. And now with this pandemic happening, everybody has become very conscious of what they're consuming. Yeah. So in the garments and jewelry sections, Lina, the impact is great designs with affordable costs so that many can enjoy the joys of fashionable living. We should not deprive anyone in this world from anything that we are enjoying. So try to make it as economical and affordable as possible for them. Lina, an impact adds value to the lives of people. I like to create impact which magnifies the results for the people. Whenever I get into a business, the question I ask myself is, what is the impact that I would create? A business which has intense impact excites me the most. So answering your question, Lina, my statement is impacting and adding value to the lives of people across the world. I believe that the one thing that you have that nobody else has is you yourself, your voice, your mind, your story, your vision. So write and draw and build and play and dance and live as only you can. There is no second you. So just enjoy life and dance to the music that life gives you all the time.
Wow. What did you have for breakfast today?
I had a healthy breakfast from Sante.
You're on a roll today. So, Agnello Rajesh, in all these 50 years, what is your life's most defining moment?
So, Lina, I have absolutely three impactful defining moments in my life. First was on the 13th of May, 1982, when I was a very young kid. And when we shifted from a 4 BHK self-contained rented house to a 180 square feet room in Malwani, which had no toilet and no water connection. That was the first defining moment. The second defining moment was when my mother sold her jewelry to pay the rent of the housing board house, which is today called as Mahada, that we were living in Malwani. Rent was pending for more than 11 years. And Lina, even though the monthly rent was only 9 rupees, the outstanding rent was a lot for us to pay together in the 1980s. And the third defining moment, Lina, the most strongest defining moment was when I lost my mother on the 21st of May, 2002. Tomorrow, I will be celebrating life with her. She has left us, and tomorrow is going to be the 19th anniversary of she leaving us in physical form, but she is with us even now as I'm speaking about her, and I feel so proud about what my mom did for us. So I wanted to cry when she expired on the 21st of May 2002. I wanted to cry, Lina, but there were no tears. I wanted to scream, but there was no strength. And I wanted to sleep, and not wake up to face the reality when she expired. But I couldn't sleep. And I went into a total flashback, Lina. My life with my mother, my biggest strength in my life. Lina, she taught me through words and she taught me through her actions. I learned when I heard her, and I learned even when I observed her taking critical decisions in life, big decisions in life. Let me confess, I am what I am today because of these three defining moments. They taught me that a situation is a very good teacher. You need to think and you need to learn. You need to introspect and you need to define. You need to plan your life and you still need to move forward and keep moving forward irrespective of the scenario around you. Lina, I love to remember the quote that even if you fall forward. Whatever you do in life, whether you crawl, whether you walk, whether you run, keep moving forward. Keep moving forward all the time. I feel that should be the only situation which will contain you, which will keep you still. Otherwise, please keep moving and please keep moving forward. It's one life. Create milestones. It's one life. Live to the fullest. And it's one life, Lina. Create the maximum positive impact possible. Something that you do every breathing moment, something that I love to do, and something all of us do, all our friends who are watching us on this show.
I love the fact that you said you're going to celebrate her life on her death anniversary.
Yes.
And I think it's an important message right now. Our dear friend Amara's grappling with her mother in,
Yes.
my friend Malini just lost her mother. So many of our friends are losing parents in the most, but it's beautiful that you said you're going to actually celebrate her life.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Agnelorajesh, if you were to do a SWOT for AI, I know whenever I bring in a tech company or any idea to you, you ask me to do a SWOT. So, if you were to do a SWOT for Agnelorajesh, what would be your biggest strength, your biggest weakness, your biggest opportunity, and your biggest threat?
Lina, I feel each one of us needs to be aware of our SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. And in fact, it will help us to understand ourselves better and it will help us to take better decisions. It's not about making the right choice. It's all about making a choice and then making it right. So to begin with the first alphabet of strength, Lina, my strength has been to dive into the unknown and explore how it can be leveraged. I can always decide to do something instantly and then go ahead with full might. And during this journey, Lina, focus and confidence helps me. When I get into a new sector, I dig deep within 30 days. That's my benchmark of time. Within 30 days, I need to master that topic and learn as much as possible on the new subject. Lina, I feel knowledge can't be compromised. You're a great propagator about knowledge. I know about it, but I also accept the fact that knowledge can't be compromised. That's the base for any way forward. My strength is working with entrepreneurs and in collaborations. And that's why I love the journeys where I work with entrepreneurs in different walks of life. Going to the second alphabet, W, which is weakness. Lina, my weakness is instant decisions. I love to decide on the spot. Many times it helps me, but many times it also helps the opposite side. I never like to delay decisions. You've seen me working, Lina. I never like to delay decisions.
That's
Sometimes it's
very often I want to push you back and say, slow down.
sometimes it's good, Lina. Sometimes it's bad. But deciding on the spot is my weakness. I can't resist a quick decision. I never like to delay a decision. It is plus, it is minus, but I try to balance and learn out of what I've decided. The third alphabet that you asked is opportunities. The O is opportunities, Lina. I love to create opportunities. For some people, opportunities come their way. But for a person like me, I love to create my own opportunities, Lina. So my first-hand and on-the-job experience in various sectors has opened up multiple opportunities for me in the sectors of education, real estate development, e-commerce, fashion, hospitality, and also food sector. So I always look at global opportunities, Lina. For me, the world is global, which is a combination of local plus global opportunities. So I cannot think small. I cannot think local. For me, global is my local. Going to the last point that you said, the T of the SWOT, that is threats, Lina, impatience to do a lot in a very fast time, in a very short time, has become a threat on my decisions at times. For business, any geographic location does not deter me. I do not get scared on which part of the world I'm going to be operating my business or which part of the country I'm going to be operating my business. That can be a threat at times, as business dynamics are different in different places. Calculation of the perception of the capabilities of a person or entity or a relationship can also go wrong. So that is also a threat to me. I calculate working with somebody on the perception of the capabilities of the person or the entity or a relationship, but it can go wrong. So that's always a threat to me. And this is always a threat which is always in store. But whenever it happens, it takes extra efforts and a loss in the profit. So I'm fine with that. नफे में नुकसान करने की मेरे हमेशा से तैयारी है. I know, Lina, you don't understand much of Hindi. What I said is, I am always ready to sacrifice portions of the profit and consider that as a loss. So that does not shake me up. So sometimes judgments fluctuate. Sometimes judgments do fluctuate, and that's a threat. And that's what I accept.
So now I'm going to do a rapid fire round.
Sure.
Right? And with each answer, if you can just tell me why this is your choice. Yeah. So what is your favorite book?
Oh, wow. So my favorite book is Your Life, Your Legacy by Roger Hamilton. It changed my life. I implemented it to the T, and I have learned so many anecdotes from that book. So friends, I can see so many of my friends commenting on the live show. Friends, if you need this book, I am going to gift it to you. Just please drop in your email ID on the chat box, and I will make sure that my office will send you a digital copy, and you'll love this book, Your Life, Your Legacy.
Wow, I will read it as well. So what is your favorite movie?
Lina, I love James Bond movies. I love the guts, the daring, the intelligence, the technology, and of course, the lifestyle.
And the hot
girls. And the lifestyle. So lifestyle encompasses everything, Lina.
I'm wondering whether your wife is watching the show today.
Oh, this is the show that she is sitting with a proper ears on the show. So she's listening to whatever I'm going to say. Probably I'm going to be accountable after the show is done.
I don't know what dinner you're getting tonight or cake. So what is your favorite actor or actress?
Akshay Kumar is my favorite actor, and Deepika Padukone is my favorite actress. Akshay Kumar becomes the common man, the normal man. People see themselves in him. He is an extraordinary actor, and Deepika Padukone gets into the character fantastically well. I loved her in Chennai Express. Fantastic. Every role that she plays is touching, absolutely touching to the heart. So she does it from her heart. So that's why I love the focus that she has in what she does.
Wow. So what is your favorite historical public figure? Somebody who's no longer alive.
Blindly, Shivaji Maharaj. I learned a lot, and I'll still learn a lot from him. I love to read about him, and I love to emulate what he did in his life during the wars. I love those strategies in my business, and I still learn a lot from his life, Lina. He was a man full of daring and mind-blowing strategies. His strategies are the best that I've ever read about any historical figure in history.
Wow. And so what is your favorite existing public figure? Somebody who's still alive.
Anna Hazare. Just imagine his guts for the dedication that he has of his thoughts and decisions, living life fearlessly, taking on the mighty with all the powers in their hands. And all that he did was for social good. And that's why I have loads of respect for this gentleman. At the fag end of his life, being fearless and still taking on the mighty for the social good is something that absolutely inspires me, Lina.
Okay. Who's your most favorite inspirational person?
Steve Jobs. Eyes closed, Steve Jobs. He's the best. I love the way he thought and the way he lived his life. Absolute game changer. Friends, all of us need to be doing something what Steve Jobs did. Being a game changer. Lina, you changed the game in the education sector. The way schooling was done in 90s and the way schooling is done today is a way different. So you were a game changer. He was a game changer.
Again. We have to do it again.
And we will be doing it all over again and better than the time that you played it, because that time you played it alone. This time we'll play it together. 100%. So Lina, Steve Jobs was a game changer. He played the game to win and win every time that he played. And I loved the way he played every game.
Oh, wow. So what is your favorite, say, hobby or pastime?
My favorite pastime is watching content. I am a voracious content consumer. It inspires me and it educates me. And I spend most of my time on YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, Z5, and Hotstar in that sequence.
Some people are not going to be happy with the sequence. What is your favorite cuisine?
Indian and Italian. I just love them both. I just
Yeah.
love the Indian food
If,
and I
if,
love the
if you
Italian food.
if you could only pick one, which one would you pick and why?
Of course, Indian. Of course,
Okay.
Indian. Because I'm an Indian at heart, very core to the T.
And now I'm going to ask you a question that's going to be something that you can use to, you know, push your own restaurants forward. What's your favorite restaurant?
It is Sante Spa cuisine. It's the bestest in the world. Having traveled a lot in life, Lina, I have not experienced anything like the Sante food. I never imagined that vegetarian, vegan food can be so healthy. And Lina, trust me, once the day you are back to India from Australia, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drive you down to the restaurant, and then you'll realize why I said that my favorite is Sante Spa cuisine. Best cuisine in the world. The variety, the taste, the flavors, and any quantum that you eat, you'll still feel light and happy. Trust me on this.
Done. I will take you up on that. So now, what is your favorite travel destination if you could travel?
London, I can travel to London any number of times. I've been blessed that my brother has settled in London and I travel 4 times in a year religiously. I love the architecture of London, and being in the real estate sector, the best architecture that I get to see is in London, and it gives me a very happy feeling. I just love that city. It's amazing. It's just mind blowing, full
And do you
of
go?
life and energy.
Do you like it in summer, winter, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. London is London any time. Of course, summer is the best, but I don't mind London in any season.
Okay, now this is a tough one because I'm really going to ask you to go through 50 years of movie reeling. What's your favorite memory?
So, winning the Social Entrepreneur Award from our ex Chief Minister, unfortunately, he's no more. I used to admire him as a personality, Mr. Vilasrao Deshmukh, a very prominent personality from Maharashtra and the ex Chief Minister. He was Chief Minister thrice. So, when he gave me the Social Entrepreneur Award, and he, after the award, was chatting me for with me for quite a few minutes. He gave me his mobile number. After that, I was always in touch with him, and absolutely responsive chief minister. You wish him and he used to respond back to you, and he was doing it. It was not his office who was doing it, and he used to comment also on the message that I used to send to him. So that memory shall always be my most precious memory, because I got it for being a social entrepreneur. So that was a very touching recognition for what I'm doing, living my life.
So, Agnelorajesh, I know you said you have no regrets, right? But if you had to live your life all over again, what one thing or two things would you do differently?
Well, Lina, I would enter the world of politics and work for the betterment of the people. When I say politics, not electoral politics, not to win elections, but I would love to become a part of the government and then sort out the issues of the people. What I can do with the power of government, I can't do it on my own to the scale. I still do it, but not to the scale. Government can be the best social organization which can impact and create good life for the population. There are many measures available with the government, Lina, to do social good, and it needs to be driven. So I would love to implement social leadership and motivate people for nation building. That is what I would love to do. I do it anyways, you do it anyways, but I would still love to do it as a part of the government. And I would love to create strategies to promote entrepreneurship and promote Indian entrepreneurs across the world. So I would work on two aspects of life for the people, Lina: health and education, the two critical elements. And the objective would be collaborating with the best across the world and ensure that the people of India get global opportunities. A healthy country is a wealthy country, and education adds the flavor of global productivity and global opportunities. And that is what I would love to do wholeheartedly.
Well, we're going to do it. So, you and I have often spoken about where the future of the world is going, and therefore we want to do things differently, even in education. But just today, on your birthday, where do you feel the world's headed, and what do you feel we should all be focusing on?
So, Lina, the world has changed, and we are seeing this for the last 12, 13 months, and it has changed with zero precedence. Nobody has experienced this in the past. There is no history books on what would have happened in the past, which means what we are going through today was in nobody's wildest expectations. And why would anybody expect something like this?
Yeah.
So, there is no previous history of preventive measures. Absolutely nothing. And we are all managing the life on the runway. We are living as the day comes by. We are actually tackling life threatening situations as it is happening. And it's a very weird scenario. And that's what has surprised the world. Nobody expected this, and everybody is surprised. But Lina, we need to be safe, we need to be smart, and we also need to be kind. The world is heading totally a new way and a new method and way of living. Every human being has either lost someone dear and someone known to them, or every family has gone through a COVID situation. Nobody has escaped that. Everybody has gone through this. The way people think and behave has changed and will change further. We all need to focus on building an ecosystem, coming more closer to each other, an ecosystem of love and care, and a bond which will protect and support each other. So, Lina, the way forward is only of collaborating and sharing resources and opportunities. You cannot live on your own resources anymore. Never. You need to collaborate the resources and also the opportunities. Thinking of global good and thinking of building collective opportunities is the mindset that is required, and that's the mindset which is getting built. The strength will be to coexist and exist together. Lina, health and economic situations will need to be managed better, and that's what even the government is doing today. Any government and every government across the world. The individual needs to think, about the overall society, and the society needs to think of nation building, and that is also happening in this country. That's what actually happened, and that's what Japan did,
Yeah.
after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing. The whole country came together and built up themselves. The world will have to think on similar lines. Collective solutions to exist, survive, and grow, and most importantly, to protect each other. We need to be one family. We might be having different surnames, different caste, creed, religions, but we need to live and think like one family. The whole world will need to unify, and we see that happening to tackle the pandemic scenario. We see that happening. People are sharing wealth, people are sharing technology, people are sharing vaccines, vaccine formulas, and everything that's possible to be shared. We are seeing that. I feel, Lina, India will play a great leadership role in this new scenario. This will be a new world order, which happens once in 75 years, and last it happened was in 1945. I see the world investing in India the way they did in China around 50, 60 years back. The world would depend on India for products and services the way they did the dependence on China in the past. Today, China is losing the edge for various financial reasons and various other reasons also, that is shifting the world attention to India. India, Lina, is a huge captive market for the same products and services which will be exported to the whole world. The economic scenario dramatically will take an upswing for India over the next 3 decades, is what I predict. And at the same time, we need to take care of our health and sustain ourselves during these pandemic times, so that we sustain, we survive, we be healthy, and we contribute towards not only protecting our own families and our own personal social and financial and economical gain, but also doing the same thing for our beloved country, India. That is what I would like to answer this to your question.
So, Agnelorajesh, I can see lots of people who've come on with beautiful comments. Um, you know, there's Divya, there's Namrata, there's so many people who used to be with us on Moonshot Conversations, and so many people I don't know and don't recognize. I am truly grateful that you chose to spend 44 minutes, 45 minutes of your birthday, the day of your birth, with me, and I'm sure everybody else's as well. Agnelorajesh, from my heart to your heart, thank you for being a part of my life. A very, very happy birthday to you. Um, as I sent you a message last night, I truly thank the universe for giving birth to such a beautiful human soul.
Wow, your words are so touching, Lina. And my gratitudes to you and to all my friends who are not only watching this show, there are many who will watch it after it is recorded as well. But thanks for being a part of this glorious life journey that I have traveled together with each one of you. And Lina, thank you so much. What you said means so much to me. It is touched my heart and it is
I,
etched in
I,
my mind.
I truly mean it.
I know
I,
that.
I truly,
I know
truly.
that. Thank you so much, Lina. And thank you, everybody, every friend of mine who's been live on this show and who has been a part of my life. Please accept my personal gratitudes. Thank you so much. Have a God blessed future. Thank you.